Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of SIG Node. It is Tuesday, March 22, 2022. We have a pretty short agenda today, although we added some stuff that might take a bit longer, and we are going to kick things off with Sergey. What is going on with pull requests?
Can't find the mute button, sorry. Hi, everybody. We still growing on pull requests. I think we have very good submissions recently. People doing good things, but we don't have enough reviewers and approvers working actively. So if you have cycles to review something, please do. It really helps everybody because quick iterations are always good. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, moving on to the next item on the agenda. Announcements, code freeze, it's coming, it's almost here. It's next week, it's 1 week from today, March 29th. Everything for this release, with possibly the exception of some small test changes, must be merged by that date. So we're going to go over some of the enhancements that we have targeted for the release today in order to get a better idea of whether or not those things are going to make it and where we should prioritize our limited reviewer and approver resources. But and Mrinal has said in chat that he's made a pass before the call. The approver list should be a bit shorter, which is great. Thank you, Mrinal. But yeah, we've got some stuff to go through. Next up on the agenda, we have Danielle with annual report.
Yep, the annual report is mostly waiting on Derek, and he does not seem to be here today.
Yeah, he's currently out of office. Do you have like a link or something that we should include in the agenda or anything you want to share with the group?
No, just waiting on some stuff for the contributor doc, and I still need to chat with Sergey about stuff we want to highlight. But that should
the deprecations and code cleanup. Yeah.
Awesome. Do we have any questions or comments, anything from the group to add about annual reports? Sounds like no. Moving on. I guess for me, we have review of KEPs targeted for the release. So I wasn't at the last meeting where we went over this list, but I believe after we sort of passed our soft freeze for the release, we went and did an evaluation of what we want to keep in, what we want to remove. So I have basically just copied our notes from the last time so we can kind of go through them one by one. And we can decide if we want to keep things or not. So the first thing on the list is dynamic Cubelet config, but that is done. The next thing is Cubelet credential provider. And Andrew, do you want to talk about where that's at?
Yeah, I can talk about the bit since DT's not here. So I was working with, I think the last remaining thing for beta was adding EDB tests. So DD and I were able to get Node EDBs working for that. So the PR is there, and Sergey recently approved it this morning. So expecting that to merge soon. And then given that was the last thing for beta, DD has a PR open just doing the beta bump. So I'm optimistic it'll be good for beta in 124.
Great.
That's it.
Hopefully those tests are passing, and one of our approvers should take a look. We have Docker shim removal, which is done. I mean, I guess the removal of Docker is done. Maybe there's more work to do. The next thing, I think this is keep an alpha, which I assume means cut. I believe I already cut the C advisor list CRI full stats. Peter, do you have anything to add there?
Sorry, I had to find my mute button.
No problem.
Nothing to add. This slipped, so
Cool.
The target for next one.
And in a similar vein, swap was cut. Too much work to get done before soft freeze, so that's already been done. Next, we have priority class value-based graceful shutdown.
I think that's very close. We need to poke Derek for final approval. I'll do that. it has the feature approval needed. So
Okay, I might be able to do that, so I'll
Okay.
take a look.
okay, thanks.
And then gRPC probes. I know I looked at that just yesterday. I think there's just one final question that I need confirmation from Derek on, and then we're good to go. So I think that one's good. Moving into alpha and GA features. Pod overhead. This says only docs left. Sergey, you're taking this one on, right?
Yeah. So there are pod overhead is promoted to GA, so it's not an issue. Some documentation work left, and I also working on making test conformance, but it doesn't block GA anyway, so it's already marked as GA. So just the improvements of our conformance coverage.
Cool. Because it's good that that's moving along. And then we have from I think Vinay in place pod vertical scaling. Is that one still blocked on Derek?
Yeah, I think I answered his comments. I myself was busy until last a week ago, and then I responded to his comments. It looks like there are a couple of issues for me to fix. One of them is missing tests in the API, and one change where I should be considering resources allocated. So besides that, the changes don't seem to be, the asks don't seem to be major, but I do need Direct to look at the responses that I have and see if we have any major concerns. Since we're just 1 week away from code freeze, I don't know. I'm not sure whether we can make this, but we'll see.
Okay, good luck. I hope that you're able to make all of the fixes in time. Next up, we have container checkpointing. It says that a review is in progress, and that's alpha. So I don't think there's any desire to cut that. I'm pretty sure that it's been ready for review.
Yeah, so it's being reviewed. I think we'll
great.
try to finish that this week. Yeah.
Awesome. And then we have ensure secret pulled images and a comment from Renal. Perhaps we should cut it from the release. PR in progress design changes may be needed. Renal,
Yeah,
Mike
so
Brown, do you want to
Mike,
chat?
yeah, Mike, are you on the call? He's not. Okay. So Mike and I have been chatting. So we'll probably need changes here, and it's too late to get them in. So definitely cut from release.
Okay, I will mark that one as cut. And I think that's it. Are there any enhancements that I might have missed that should have been on this list? Okay, sounds like no. Awesome, that was very efficient. Is there anything else that we want to discuss on that before we move on in the agenda? Sounds like no. Vinay, we already sort of chatted a little bit about in-place pod vertical scaling. Do we need more status update? Is there anything else that you'd like to discuss?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna just publish the PR that I have with the fixes that I can make, and then ask Direct, I'll ping Direct on Slack to see if he can take a look before next week. I have to go through a full test iteration cycle myself to be confident, because it's been like nearly 2 months since I've touched this PR. So I'll do that, and then I'll publish the updated PR.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sounds good.
Is it
Do we
likely to
have-
make it before freeze?
Pardon me?
Is it likely to make it with plenty of time before code freeze?
I think per our earlier conversation, probably not, but we'll do our best.
It'll be close, I think. So the good thing about it is that it's already been looked at by scheduling the different reviewers. Tim Hawkin had approved it, and then I believe Abdullah or they had looked, the SIG scheduling had looked at it, and they were going to put some changes. A small change to one of the things that they needed wasn't a alpha blocker. Will it get done before? Probably. With plenty of time, unlikely. So we'll see.
Cool.
Okay. Do we have any other business? Because that is the end of our planned agenda. Going once. Going twice. I say, let's everybody have 45 minutes back so we can review stuff in time for code freeze, and I will see everybody next week. Thanks for joining us for a short edition of SIG Node this week.
Hey,
Cheers, everyone.
thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.